We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Oh shit. Browser failed to play it. Give me a second.
It's playing, don't worry.
Is it playing on your end?
Yeah.
So
We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Yo, fuck nuts. It's probing time.
It's morphin time,
Greetings.
more like.
Morbin time. Greetings, strange humans, and this is the CjH Entertainment Plus, and I have Claudia Plays here again.
Hey, yes, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another exciting CjH Entertainment Plus live stream.
Yeah. So the topic, I did a video about Batman yesterday.
Yep.
So I'm assuming you watched the Creature Commandos episode.
So I did watch Creature Commando, so yeah, I did.
Yeah. So what did you think?
It was condensed. The backstory was condensed. I was surprised at how condensed it was done, but it was a very good episode. It was directed by Sam Liu, who I know that has got a good connection with somebody that I know with. That he's a very good director, and every episode that he's directed has been great, and you feel sorry for each character that he's directed for, right? So Dr. Phasma, Dr. Phosaurus was a good example. What happened to him was a tragedy of what happened to him. The episode before, the Weasel backstory, you felt sorry for Weasel and you kind of understand his backstory. So there's a couple of examples there that
It is Dr. Blight and Dr.
Phosaurus.
I can never say the name. Sorry.
Same-
It took me a
same-
couple takes to actually say it. But are they the same person?
No, two different individuals.
They
Two
look
different individuals.
very
But the
similar.
very similar in powers, though. Very, very similar
Yeah.
in powers. Because they both have the same kinetic energy, so to say.
Yeah.
So, do you get me?
Yeah. So, any thoughts on Batman showing up in the DCU now?
Yeah, it's like so Batman's cameo was very interesting.
Because it
And
confirmed that it's not
Because it-
Pattinson.
no, not because it's confirming Pattinson, because
No, I mean
interesting the way
confirm
that-
it's not.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's interesting the fact that the direction they went in definitely paid homage to Batman the Animated Series. Definitely homage
Yeah.
there. There was a homage there. But it makes me think: are they going to do the Batman Hush route, or are they going to do the Neil Adams route? Or are they going to do, there's only so many
Ben
ways you
Affleck?
could do. No, not Ben Affleck.
You
Like-
don't think Ben Affleck is back?
I'm talking about comic book writers, CJH. The art style, for example. So Jim Lee's art style is going to be like Jim Lee's way of Batman with the black emblem, the black and blue, or is it going to be like Neil Adams, where it's the yellow emblem with the blue cowl? Are they going to go down that direction? You see, so that's
I
the
know
question.
I know James Gunn said that the original design of the Creature Commandos cameo was more clear, that they forced them to do more of a silhouette because he couldn't he didn't know he didn't want to lock into that uh, design just yet.
But the thing is, CJH, right?
Yeah.
Like, obviously, I know James Gunn didn't want to lock into the design, but the question everyone's going to be asking that question: what sort of era of Batman is James Gunn's direction going to be? Is it going to be the Neil Adams, which is the 1970s? Is it going to
The
be Jim
bluish.
Lee's? No. Is it going to be like Jim Lee's the 2000s? Is it going to be like Scott Snyder's 2011? Is it going to be like, or is it going to be like something that we've never seen before? You see, because you got to remember, James Gunn is a huge nostalgic comic book fan, right?
Yeah.
And so is Andy Muschietti.
Well, I think most people would really love the blue version. What do you think of that?
I mean, Andy Muschietti is a Batman fan, right? We all know that, right? We know he's a huge Batman fan. 89, especially 89 Batman. So he loved it. I reckon he'll go with the gray and blue. I think he'll go gray and blue with the yellow emblem. That's what I believe.
More of like the Batman animated look.
Something along the lines of
Series.
something along the lines of Batman the Animated Series, or something along the lines of Neil Adams' look. Like I can give you a really good example. I'll give you a few example.
Did you want to share it?
Yeah, I'm gonna share it. You
Screen there.
see. So I'm gonna show you Neil
Is it
Adams.
the really pointy ears one?
Kind of, but I'm just showing you an example. Just so where's the image? I've got to give you a really good look of what Neil Adams Batman looks like. Let me see. Okay, let me screen share so you can see this. Guys, sorry about the delay.
Yep.
Okay, so this is Neil Adams Batman. Okay, do you see how
Yeah, so the blue and gray.
blue and gray with the yellow emblem, right? Okay, so that's one version that they could go in. Another direction is Jim Lee's Batman. Now, Jim Lee has drawn Batman before, and
He's
done the
also gone the blue and gray as well.
Yeah, he's done the blue and gray. So this is an example of Jim Lee's work, right? Blue and gray. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah. Well, do you think he might do a different logo, considering that Michael Keaton's Batman is more the classic
So this is
yellow and
a
black?
example, but this is a example that Jim Lee could do, right? As you can see, it's blue and gray with the yellow emblem, right? With the shorter ears. I can see James Gunn going in that direction.
Yeah.
I think he'll go the Jim Lee route, if I'm all honest with you.
Yeah.
That's my opinion on that, right?
Oh, I also forgot to put the theme music in to give it kind of set the mood of the stream. So we also don't have dead air. I forgot about that. So yeah, Batman.
So it's Batman, and it's a. So the Batman, I think personally, it'll be either Neil Adams or Jim Lee, the one or the other he'll go for.
Yeah.
But the most likely scenario will be Jim Lee.
The same thing with Robin.
Yeah. That's the era he'll go for.
Yeah. I actually boosted in views when I added the music. Should have did that at start. So, is there any direction you think that they could go in the live action version?
Well, we're doing Brave and the Bold, right?
Yeah.
So, if they're doing Brave and the Bold, and it's going to be a huge time jump from Creature Commandos to the Batman Brave and the Bold, I reckon we'll get the black, and by then we'll have the black and grey. But
Yeah.
I think it'll be very New 52-ish. I don't think we'll get the trunks. I don't think so for Batman.
I mean, if Superman has the trunks, maybe.
Superman has the trunks, but Batman, it took them a while before they put trunks on Batman.
Or they got rid of the trunks off of Batman. I know that. He used to have trunks back in the day.
No.
Welcome
up
to the
till
CjH channel where we talk about trunks on our superheroes. Right, Deladia?
Yeah.
Yes. I wasn't it A who was advocating for the red trunks on MME?
Yes, you are.
Yeah. And I finally got them.
I was the no trunks fan, right?
Yeah.
Superman doesn't need trunks, to be honest with you.
I think he
Right.
does.
I don't think so. Right? You don't need like a wrestler's type of trunks to make him.
I
look
did
like a
like
superhero.
the explanation for it, though. The wrestler idea that he was going for.
But it doesn't make sense to do that direction.
I guess if like he was going for the more Christopher Reeves Superman, I think.
No, he was going for the Rebirth design. Not Rebirth. He was going for the Action Comics 1000 design. A mixture of Action Comics 1000, a mixture of the New 52, a mixture of the Kingdom Come, all mashed into one. That's what he was going for. Batman, on the other hand, doesn't need trunks. Straight up, he does not need trunks. He wears armor.
Yeah.
Batman wears armor, so why would Batman?
But he wears armor underneath. I know in all the comics and the cartoon and all that, his suit is actually fabric, but underneath it's all the armor.
But you're not getting my point. The direction that James Gunn is going in is New 52.
I don't know. Which one had the Brave and the Bold, the Batman comic with Robin?
That was Grant Morrison.
Yeah, which era was that?
That was in 2006.
But which era of DC was it?
It was before. New 52. Post Crisis. It was post Crisis, but before New 52. That's when they introduced Damian Wayne into the comics.
Yeah.
In 2006.
And then All-Star Superman.
All Star Superman was 20. Hold on, let me see. I can double check that. So All Star Superman. That came from 2005.
Okay. So
2005 to
2005.
2008.
Okay, so New 52 started 2011. I think that was more
Yeah.
Snyder's type thing.
No, New 52.
Post Crisis would be where James Gunn wants to go.
No, but you're not getting my point. So when because there's not been a New 52 inspired live action.
Wasn't
Okay.
that what the Snyder stuff was? With the
No. Snyder's
what are the bad guys that that's
Snyder's it wasn't
Dark
new,
Side.
fully it wasn't full Zack Snyder wasn't fully New 52. Zack Snyder was a mixture of Post Crisis and New 52. He combined the two. You see?
which one
Yeah,
had the
well-
Parademons?
Parademons were Post Crisis and New 52. It's been in both eras of DC.
But weren't they a bigger deal in New 52 and Rebirth?
Yes. New 52 for sure, yes. At the beginning of the New 52 comics. Right? Because I'm covering the comics right now, guys. If you haven't checked out my channel, please go over to Teladio Plays YouTube page. You find out Snyder fans read comics. That's where I'm covering Justice League. But a cheap little plug there. The thing is, New 52, they fully forced Darkseid. It was called Justice League War. And they fully fledged the Justice League characters. That's what Snyder was aiming at, right?
Yeah.
Zack Snyder was aiming for that sort of direction with Darkseid coming to Earth, invading Earth for the anti-life equation.
James Gunn seems to want pre-crisis and post-crisis.
No. I think James Gunn wants New 52 and Elseworld storylines. He wants to add them together. Because there's no way you do like the color for the New 52 suit with the lines and all on the Superman suit. Think about it. Why would you have that in the Superman suit? That's very New 52-ish. And James
Unless
Gunn
he's trying to combine the two.
He's combining Kingdom Come, he's combining New 52, he's combining Superman All-Star Superman. So there's all these different comics he's combining. James Gunn is, right, to make his own continuity. But his end game, we don't know what his end game is. Nobody knows what it is, right?
Yeah.
Nobody knows who the main villain will be. All we know is from that nightmare scene that we see is that Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, the Justice League is basically dead at that point, right?
Yeah.
That's the timeline. That is the end point I believe James Gunn is going for.
Well, we all know also that, and James Gunn has said this multiple times, that Superman and Batman already exist in this world.
Yeah.
That they're not going back to origin stories.
Even though they're not going back to the origin stories, I think it would be crucial is if they do a Batman origin video game. I think that will get numbers coming back for DC Studios. No lie.
Maybe, but what about another animated series?
They're not going to do another animated series, CjH.
I mean, they already had the design of Gotham, apparently.
No, but it clashes with Batman Cape Crusader.
Well, I mean, that's the Cape Crusader show is a limited run, isn't it?
No, it's been renewed for a second season. So
I mean, I'm sure they already had that planned out anyway. Animation is harder to. Oh, that's not true because they did tax write off the Looney Tunes thing.
See, the thing is, the difference between Batman, Cape Crusader, and the Batman for the DCU is that Batman in Cape Crusader has been run by Matt Reeves, James Gunn, DC Studios, all sorts. DC Animation, right?
I thought it was J.J. Abrams.
J.J. Abrams. Not James Gunn. Sorry, J.J. Abrams and Matt Reeves oversee that, right? And James Gunn is actually on board with that interpretation with Batman. He's not going to oversee, overwork that Batman with his Batman. He's not going to do that. Because Batman's a money seller. Batman sells. For example, right? If you just put the name Batman out there, people will buy it.
Yeah, Batman is one of the biggest heroes. I would argue bigger than Superman.
He's in popularity contest. Yes, Batman is.
In fact, can I throw this idea out?
Go on.
I think, and this would be crazy for James Gunn to do. In fact, this may even get Superman to hit $1 billion. What if we don't get to know who the new Batman is until the end of the Superman movie?
No, it'd be too.
You don't think he would do like a, oh my god, Batman just showed up at the end of Superman?
No, because you got to remember, there's Lanterns, you've got Supergirl coming out, and Batman Brave and the Bold isn't coming out for a few years now. It's been delayed indefinitely.
Yes, but they also just teased Batman.
But there's a reason why they teased Batman in the first place. What people don't seem to realize, there's a reason they teased Batman in that episode for Creature Commandos. Is basically because they were in his city, Gotham. You think Batman's gonna just stand there or sit on his ass? That's the best way to put it. Sit on his ass all day and let Dr. Fasaurus do his thing?
No, I don't think. I mean, he's done it before. He's been distracted by other villains.
Yeah, but remember, Batman didn't have Robin back then, so he had to do everything by himself.
Yeah. Well,
So-
this Batman has a Robin, has multiple Robins, I would imagine.
Not yet. In that timeline, remember, it's a time skip between Creature Commandos to Batman Brave and the Bold. It's a huge time jump.
Well, if the Suicide Squad is canon, Harley Quinn exists, which means Joker exists.
The Suicide Squad, not.
Yeah,
not-
but you can't have Harley without Joker.
It'd be a different Joker. It won't be the same Joker. It won't be.
Oh,
Jared Leto.
I know it won't be Jared Leto, but I mean, like, you can't have one without the other. Like, Joker creates Harley.
What people don't seem to realize is, though, the Harley Quinn originally, obviously you needed a Joker for that, but there'll be like a different way they did the origin for they'll do a different origin for Harley Quinn, I think, for the DCU, right? And I'm gonna put this prediction out.
Harley is still
They never did Mad Love.
doctor. She's still a
No,
doctor.
but they never did Mad Love in Suicide Squad. It was basically New 52. It was the New 52 origin where she goes into the bath of acid or whatever, right? That makes her crazy, right? It was very New 52-ish. Mad Love, it's a different thing. It was written by Paul Dini. I can imagine James Gunn asking Paul Dini to come on board to do a Harley Quinn movie, a Harley Quinn a Harley Quinn Mad Love film that would do an origin, and you'll have featuring Joker in the episode. That would make $1 billion. That would make $1 billion, guaranteed.
I would actually argue this would be a great opportunity for another animated series because you can explore the Batman mythos.
You can't.
This
You
way.
can't do another CjH is so difficult for you to understand. But I already asked this question to Jim. Jay. No, I didn't ask this. I know fans have asked Jay Oliva this question about Batman having his very own. The Batman film having animation film. He says there's too many complications for that, money and everything, right? So
Well, one would be obviously no one can be as good as Kevin Conroy as well.
no, it's not. Obviously, that's the obvious thing. But I mean, besides the obvious no one beating Kevin Conroy, right? That's without a shadow of a doubt, right?
Yeah.
I know for a fact the definitive Batman and Bruce Wayne is Kevin Conroy, right? Everyone says it. Everyone says it.
Everyone
all the time.
knows this. Yeah.
Everyone knows it. 9 times out of 10, if you ask anyone who's the definitive Batman, who's the definitive Bruce Wayne, they will say to you Kevin Conroy. They won't say Michael Keaton. They won't say Ben Affleck. They won't say, but the definitive Batman is Kevin Conroy because of the way he portrayed it. Do you get me?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he is the definitive Batman through and through.
Yeah, it's just I just thought, that like if you're gonna do a Batman origin, it has to be done in video games. That's the best way to do it. No lie to you. Because you know how much money they would print if they did another Batman game?
A lot.
A lot. Yeah, you would get a lot of money printed for Batman, right? But case in point, right?
But I think movies also James Cameron. Sorry, James Gunn. Oh God, that was a horrible.
That was a slip up. That was an
slip up blooper. Comment below. Do you think James Cameron is better than James Gunn? No, I'm joking.
No, but to all seriousness, right? In all seriousness.
All seriousness, yeah. Actually, I forget what my point was. If you want to continue.
My point is, there's going to be multiple Batman projects in video game, right? We already know one is in production at Rocksteady, right?
Oh yeah,
I can tell you that.
That's what I was gonna say. So I don't think James Gunn is more selective on what movies he's putting out.
Uh-huh.
I don't think he's gonna be announcing multiple spin-off movies like Marvel does. I think he's already explained that the scripts have to be top-notch.
No, but the point I'm saying is you want it to be animation for the Batman, right? Origin, right?
Yeah. Well, that or I mean, I still think there's a market for a live-action Batman TV show, but I don't think realistically, I don't think we would ever get that. That would be awesome. I think you agree that would probably be awesome too.
Live action series would not work with the direction James Gunn's going in, right?
Yeah.
So I would reckon a video game can be done. A video game, there's There's so much you could
I
do
mean,
with video games.
Well, I'll be honest. At the rate that they do video games, it would probably be in development hell. I mean, look
No.
at Wonder Woman.
No,
We haven't
but-
heard a thing about the Wonder Woman game.
here's the thing. Here's the funny thing about the Wonder Woman game. They only pitched that Wonder Woman game and got it greenlit. Then they announced it without even making the game.
Which is a mistake that many game creators, companies, and whatnot have made.
The problem with the Wonder Woman game, right, is something that I know, is that you basically say to the developer comes up with an idea. They want to make for example, they want to make a Superman game. They pitch it, it gets greenlit. You guys got to make a CGI trailer announcement. It can't be gameplay footage yet. You got to be a CGI cinematic trailer. So that's what they got to do first, right? So for the Wonder Woman case, is that they pitched it, got greenlit, and they already had the trailer already done. So they done the trailer and they didn't work on the game. That's what I'm trying to get at. That's why we probably won't get the game till 2026. According to Jason Schreier from Bloomberg, who's basically said that, the Wonder Woman game won't come out until 2026. And this actually puts DC on the back front of things. This actually make people start asking that question: where is DC for 2025? What sort of games are WB gonna have? Because they haven't got anything. They haven't got there's no solid release window for that, which is annoying, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So
Lots of games get into development hell as well.
yeah, so the way I see it is, for James Gunn, I could see him already already had words with David Zaslav when James Gunn got put in charge, and already decided, okay, we're going to make 2 Batman games side by side. Guaranteed that will probably be the case.
Yeah.
The reason the reason why I say that, CJH,
Why?
because James Gunn is an avid gamer. That's why. He's a huge avid gamer, and he said on Threads recently that he would like to see he's gonna make AAA video games. He's already said that.
Wait, can you remind me which one is AAA?
AAA
live
mean
service?
no, that's big budget video games.
Oh, like Red Dead?
Yeah.
Okay, that's much better. I was afraid there. I thought maybe we would get a lot more live service. So I was like, ugh.
No, what I'm saying is though, but what I'm saying is though, CJH, is that a lot of people don't seem to realize. I know you don't like live service games, no do I. I mean, Suicide Squad is a prime example where the game mechanics just did not fit for the developer, right? It just did not fit for the developer.
Yeah.
Right. So, like, I love my story-driven games. I've said for a long time I want a story-driven Batman game, a story-driven Superman game, a story-driven Wonder Woman game. I know you want that type of stuff, right, CJH?
Yep.
But there will be a time there will be a lot of live service games, right?
Which I hope never happens because live service is horrible.
Well, not all of them is bad.
Well, yeah. There's one or two. I mean, rest in peace, Friday the 13th. It went offline the other day.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember Friday the 13th. They lost the license to that, right? The developers lost their
Yeah,
licensing.
yeah. There was a whole legal issue with
with the
Friday the
licensing.
13th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So also, when it comes down to when it comes down to video games, you've gotta know what you're doing, right? You've gotta know what sort of game you want to make. Amy Hennig's Marvel's 1943 is a story-driven game. It's not what Max thinks it is, which is, shout out to Max, by the way, it's not going to be a Telltale game, right? It's not going to have
That would be
Telltale
good too. I'd love a game like that as well, or even
Telltale
a quick
game?
time game. That would be
No,
great.
you won't get. I don't think it'd be a Telltale game. I don't think it'd be like a Telltale situation where you make choices,
Choose your own.
choose your own path. Yeah, it's not like
That
it's
would
not
be
gonna
great. I do love games like that.
But
Well, I mean,
DC
Star Wars had one. Star Wars had one planned, and it kind of went into development hell as well.
Knights of the Old Republic remake.
No, not that one. I mean, that one went to hell too. But there was another one that set in the High Republic era.
I can't remember what that game was called, but anyway. But my point is that DC video games right now, they're not going to go back into live service anyway, because I think David Zaslav is
They
just sort of
tried it and failed.
No, they've tried it. It failed not once but twice, 2 times, and it failed multiple times. Gotham Knights.
Zaslav always puts it on a chopping table.
No, but it's Gotham Knights. First example, it was supposed to be a live service game, but it took the assets out of the game in order for them to focus on next generation console, and it failed. It failed to meet reviews expectations, but it met sales expectations. That's what they're making another game at WB Montreal. Suicide Squad Killer Justice League, that was a fully fledged live service game from the start to finish. The problem that it failed, it was basically because the user reviews and critical reviews were really bad. Sales did not meet expectations, so they had to go back and pitch a single player story driven game. Now the rumors are going around, it's a Batman Arkham Asylum remake. There's a rumor going around about that, and there's also a rumor about Batman Beyond Arkham remake, Batman Arkham Beyond. That's what the rumor is. But I don't believe the remake rumor, and I do not believe the Arkham Beyond rumor. I think it'll be a fully fledged Arkham Shadow sequel, and it'll have Roger Craig Smith in the 4.4 playing Batman, right? I think that will be the case with that video game. And when it comes down to Superman, you guarantee expect a Superman game announcement pretty soon, because Superman is becoming more and more popular. He's the most anticipated film of 2025.
I still think Jurassic Fever is coming.
No, but why would IMDb said that it's the most it beat Fantastic Four and Jurassic World?
I'm still holding hope. Shout out to Perp, who is now on board with the Jurassic Fever.
All I'm saying is, so CjH is like, all I'm saying is, from what I have a vast knowledge of video games, right? I even got fucking misquoted by a bigger YouTuber. I got misquoted.
What was the quote?
So the quote was, they said, somebody I had on my channel, right, said that they said that they had flying mechanics for the next WB Montreal game. That wasn't it. I said that there was going to be a flying mechanics within the next the next DC game, because I was told that by a very reputable source, right?
Yeah.
Because I was told that, and I put it on my channel. I had to put it in his comments. I literally put in his comments last night. I said, bro, you misquoted what I was saying, right? And you misquoted everything that was said in that video. Because I had Miller Ross on my channel to talk about Suicide Squad and the leaks that he knew, and he got it all correct. everything was correct about Suicide Squad, with the fact that the DLC characters to the point where each Justice League members are returning. So you catch my drift.
Yeah. So who
So-
who did you say this YouTuber was? Let's start some
Balboa
drama
Ma-
with that. I'm joking.
Balboa Mania, that's his name.
Yeah.
Balboa Mania. If you're watching this live stream, please do some research before you actually hop on make a video. Please don't don't make a video without doing the research and fully fledged and watching the video, because you clearly just jumped the gun and decided, oh, I'm gonna make a video about the next DC games and make up a bullshit rumor without actually taking into context of what I've
Yes.
said.
I even have a clip for drama.
All I'm saying is, though, guys, if you ever want to use my stuff, thanks. I appreciate you shouting me out, but please use the correct information. Don't go off a Reddit post and
Yeah.
use that as a misquote.
Don't be a Mike at Zero out there.
I don't know who the hell
Know who
Mike
that
Zero.
is? You don't know who Mike. He's he talks a lot about Star Wars and stuff. He's one of our famous clickbait YouTubers out there.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is that, guys, when it comes down to James Gunn and the DCU, expect video games to be a big thing for this. We don't know what characters he's gonna go for, but if I had to guess, Batman and Superman will be top of the list for sure.
Oh, for sure. And then Wonder
sure.
Woman, and then Flash, Green Lantern.
I have a funny feeling Wonder Woman is a DCU game.
Well, they
That's-
wouldn't want to jump right into another Wonder Woman movie
No, because that's why they
or
wouldn't jump.
Flash.
No, because they can't do, like, they're not doing a Wonder Woman movie, right? And I said this to Jared from Comics Link,
Because
who's-
they already did a Wonder Woman movie and it did quite well.
the first Wonder Woman movie did really well. The second one, not so much.
Yeah.
But like I said, James Gunn will look at the IPs that is currently in development, right? And so you can make this a DCU game. You'll just make this DCU game.
Well,
You also,
I
Cheeseman.
I think honestly, they need to get people used to a new Wonder Woman. Because right now
This is
people
why-
are used to Gal Gadot, right?
Cough, cough, Crazy Joe.
I didn't say any names.
I did. I don't give a damn.
I know.
All I'm
That's why.
all I'm saying is, though, right? She's coming back, guys. Lol. No, but Anthony, right? Here's the thing, right? Gal Gadot's not gonna come back as Wonder Woman. That's for sure. It's gonna be a new Wonder Woman. The design is different too. It's not the same Wonder Woman design.
It's gonna be a classic Wonder Woman.
It's gonna be
Probably.
classic Wonder. It's gonna be classic Wonder Woman. And just thinking
Probably
about
with
this,
the American stripes, the stars and
I'm just
stripes.
thinking.
I
I'm
think.
just thinking about this, right? James Gunn. When did James Gunn get into office? 2020
I'm not sure.
or 2021 or 2022?
I cannot remember. Does the Cheeseman remember?
Cheeseman, when did James Gunn get into office?
Who's the one in the new John Wick spinoff? Anna, de Armas, maybe.
Okay, so James Gunn became CEO in 2022, right?
Yeah.
And the game was announced in 2021. I can imagine James Gunn saying to the Monolith production team, say, look, make a DCU Wonder Woman game. I can fully imagine that being the case now.
Well, wouldn't they have to redo the whole game?
No, it's only start of production. It's pre-production, remember? It was
But
announced
if
in
they
20...
already had everything planned out, it's possible.
No, it was pre-production. It was pre-production. Remember, it was so they announced it in end of 2021. It was going into pre-production in 2022. James Gunn came in, probably changed it within a year, and that's what might be the case. It might be the case that it made a DCU game, right? I can see that being the case.
A shout out to Max, who just commented on my latest Batman video if everyone wants to check it out.
Let me see what he said. Wow, DC content about Batman. Tell him to come over to the live stream. Tell him I'm live. But I'll be honest with you, right? I think James Gunn has actually taken a good step in the right direction when it comes down to the direction he's going in the right direction. He's not going in the wrong direction. Where previous regime, Walter Hamada, Hamada, the clown Hamada.
The clown?
Yeah, he's a clown. Yeah, Hamada's a clown.
A clown?
Yeah, Hamada's
you heard
a clown.
it here first. He's a clown.
Hamada's a clown, right? He did not know exactly what he wanted to do with the DC brand, right? Hamada was going to make Batgirl, Wonder Woman, and Supergirl the main trinity after Flash.
So I have how do you say his name? Hamada's live
Hamada.
reaction. Yeah, his live reaction to James Gunn.
You fully blame Walter Hamada in the direction that DC went in. The only good thing that came out of Walter Hamada was Black Adam, right? And
You
the
think-
Flash.
Aquaman?
Huh?
Aquaman, didn't he?
Yeah, he had Aquaman, but the problem is
That's $1
Aquaman was
billion.
already, but Aquaman was already in production before Walter Hamada was even there. Fun little tidbit for you.
Yeah.
If it hadn't been for Zack Snyder, hiring Jason Momoa and also putting in, saying that there was going to be an Aquaman slate, because you remember the old slate was going to have an Aquaman film.
Yes.
So
and they're gonna have a cyborg film.
yeah, and the Green Lantern Corps, exactly, right?
Yeah.
So
But what really happened
In terms
is
of money, we have no money.
exactly. The only reason why Aquaman made $1 billion in the first film is because of Zack Snyder. That's best way to put it.
Do you think so?
Yep. If Zack Snyder wasn't on board with it, then it wouldn't have made $1 billion easily. It was the same thing with Wonder Woman. Zack Snyder was on board with the first film, and it was a smash success. The second film, he had nothing to do with it.
And
They put him as, and it failed because they put credits for him, but it didn't work out.
Do you think the same thing could happen to James Gunn's Superman?
No, I think James Gunn is doing the right thing. I think James Gunn's first film will actually be a success. And this is coming from a Snyder bro.
Wow.
I think it'll be a success. It'll make its money back. I don't think it'll make $1 billion, but I think it'll be a success to the point where it's make its money back.
If it's good and people keep going, maybe.
I'm going to see it more than once. That's for sure. I'm going to go see it twice with my brother. I'm going to tell my brother we'll go twice to go and see it in the same night.
You might be the reason it hits $1 billion to Ladia.
Wait, I'm a Superman fan, so I've got an excuse. I've got a good excuse. I'm going to see the film because I love Superman. Superman is my most favorite DC character of all time. I rather prefer Superman over Batman any day of the week.
Which animated series do you like?
Superman the animated series, easy.
I know there's one with the John Williams theme. I forget which
Ruby
one that
Spears
was.
Superman. Ruby Spears Superman. That came out in 1980s. Fun fact, fun tidbit for you there, guys. So, Cheeseman's asking, who do I want to see as the new Wonder Woman? Okay, that's a very hard one. Very hard choice. Who would you want to be as the new Wonder Woman? CjH.
Depends. Maybe a newcomer. Or
I
would
think
you
I'm not-
give the one from the pilot episode that got
No, she's too old.
canceled? Do you think
She's too.
you wouldn't give them a chance?
So I
a
would
chance
say.
to revive that?
So I would say you need someone in their 30s, early 30s, right? Right. You can't be
Sure.
older and go on.
So you think somebody in their 30s, same age as Superman, same age as Batman?
There is someone I think that would be really cool. Her name is Adelaine Kane. Now she is an ideal casting. Adelaine Kane is, let me see. Or Naomi Scott. That's another one. Naomi Scott would be a really good one. Adelaine Kane and Naomi Scott, right?
Who would you cast as Flash?
As the Flash?
Or would you do the whole? It's either Grant or Ezra because of the Speed Force.
No, it'd be Wally.
established.
Wally West all the way.
So we would move past Barry and just go to Wally.
Go to Wally, yeah. Do the DCAU route you would do the DCAU route instead of the
But didn't Barry eventually exist in
No.
the animated series? I know they
No.
made a movie or something, and they had
No, so they made a
Barry-
Flashpoint, right? So they made Barry
Yeah.
the mainline continuity from Flashpoint to the end of the Tomorrowverse. But in the DCAU, it was Wally West that was Flash. Because of the 90s, Wally became a very popular character.
Yeah.
Very, very popular. More popular than I would say Barry, because Barry wasn't around in the 90s. If you didn't know, he was
a Justice
dead for 20
League
years.
movie, wasn't it? Flashpoint Paradox.
Yeah, he was in Flashpoint Paradox, but you got to remember though, CjH. Right now, James Gunn has got to look at what's going to fit for his DCU, and I think what fits for his DCU is to have Wally West, Bruce Wayne Batman. I think they're not going to go for Bruce Wayne Batman, but they probably will. Bruce Wayne Batman. Obviously, we got Clark Kent Superman. You're gonna have Wonder Woman, and then you got Jon Stewart and Hawkgirl. Easily, you got easily 7 there. There's your 7.
would have been a perfect opportunity to put in Black Adam in the James Gunn universe.
No,
Because he
too
already
late.
has Hawkman.
No, because remember, James Gunn wasn't part of Black Adam.
Well, wasn't the Suicide Squad characters and Peacemaker characters in Black Adam in the
No.
post credits?
Only his wife, but that was a post credit that didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Right? It's the same thing with the Superman cameo. Nobody went to go and see Black Adam. That's why we
Oh
didn't get-
yeah, now that I think of it, Black Adam can't because of the Cavill cameo.
Exactly.
Yeah. So the Cavill cameo kind of messed up everything.
No, it wasn't because of that. It's because nobody went to go and see the Black Adam. If people went to go
I
see
think
Black Adam,
had Cavill not appeared, I think that would have been part of the DCU.
no,
I think the problem is Cavill appeared.
no. I think the problem was nobody went to go and see the film, and nobody took the Rock's word for it. Nobody took the Rock's word for it. The Rock said, "Henry Cavill's coming back," and what did people say? Oh no, he's not coming back. What happens? He turns up in the cameo, and everyone's just like, "Nah, he's bullshit or horse shit," right?
Yeah.
And I'm just like saying, you guys are dumb. You guys should have gone and see the film. I did. I went to go see Black Adam. I really enjoyed it, right?
I thought it was kind of, as the kids say, mid. I thought it was kind of mid.
No, I actually thought it was a really good film. Dr. Fate was the most.
Oh, he was the coolest part of the movie. I'll say that.
Dr. Fate was the most coolest thing in that film, and I think
Everything else kind of was like, yeah.
No, I disagree with you there. I think the Henry Cavill cameo was ideal. That would have led into a Black Adam versus Superman film that would have made $1 billion easily.
I don't think everything has to make $1 billion. I know that's what Hollywood wants.
Or close to 800 million at the box office easily. Because
Yeah.
you've got the two biggest powerhouses. You've got The Rock and Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill, people loved Henry Cavill because of the way he portrayed Superman, because of Girl of Rivia,
Witcher.
The Witcher, yeah, because of all these franchises he's been in, people will know who he is. The Rock, because he's got a WWE fan base. The WWE fan base will go and see the film. No matter what film it's in, whether it's Fast and Furious, whether it's Black Adam, whether it was Red 1, whether it's Jumanji, they'll go and see it. WWE fans will go through and they'll go and see the film. It's because it's The Rock. Fun fact for you guys there. So if you guys don't know that, then because The Rock has got a big fan base in the WWE, it's the same thing with John Cena. John Cena's got a huge fan base. That's why John Cena is the most, has got like a big fan base that will watch Peacemaker, that will watch Fast and Furious, that went to go and see him in the Jackie Chan film that he was starred in with Jackie Chan. Also, what else did he star in? 12 Rounds. Any movie that John Cena's been in, John Cena's loyal fans will go and see it. Easy. It's easy money for him. So I think honestly though, James Gunn's got this in the bud though. I think James Gunn has got the right idea of where he wants to go. It's different to the DCEU when it comes down to the Justice League members, but I think it's ideal. What do you guys think in the chat? What do you guys think? Which direction James Gunn will go in? Do you guys think it'll be the DCAU or the DCEU? Do you guys think that James Gunn will say, "Oh, I want to go and in the the DCEU route, which is the New 52 route, or the DCAU route, which is Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Green Lantern, Hawkgirl, and Martian Manhunter. Do you guys think they'll go for that route? Let me know in the chat. We'd like to hear your thoughts and opinions on that.
Yeah. So we got an hour in. I think it's a good time to wrap it up so I can
make edits.
Make edits and shorts, all that good content. So you can make people like Max happy that are making content. Where can we find your channel?
Okay, you guys could check me out at Taladia Plays on YouTube. This is where I do a lot of reaction videos when it comes down to Creature Commandos in the DCU. My adventure with Superman, and I'll be doing some gaming streams over the weekend with Little Movie Prep at 8 p.m. GMT, where we'll be playing Marvel Rivals. I'm a content creator program for that, so you guys are going to stick around for that. We'll be doing some quick play and rank matches, so we'll be doing that with Homura and Little Movie Prep on Sunday, so make sure you guys tune in for that. Also, guys, next week will be the finale to Creature Commandos, so you probably want to take a look at my reaction video to Creature Commandos episode 7, and it's a must-watch episode, so I gotta say that.
Yeah. And Little Movie Perp, if you're watching the replay,
baby hands.
You. Yeah.
Yeah, the baby hands for the claw.
Comment yeah in the comments. If you got this far. All right. That's the end of the show.
All right. See you guys next time.
Yeah.
Movies, mysteries, endless quests. CjH, he's the very best. CjH, on the run.